Good morning. So for today's episode, we will be discovering vitamins and supplements. Basically, vitamins are essential to us to absorb our nutrients and put them to good use. So obviously, I'm going to be talking about immunity boosting and recovery if you have something acute. I'm not going to be specifically saying this is for coronavirus, although I will say that it is impactful to take things wisely and cautiously. Therefore, my protocols that I recommend are very conservative. I will go out on a limb later and talk about some other things you can do if you're feeling like you want the extras. But hang on one second. Let us go ahead and prepare. Okay, so here we are. I have an array of bottles in front of me, which you cannot see. I've got my description of our timetable, and I've got my notes. So let's jump in, shall we? First off, you're going to want to consider that there are research supplements that have a lot of scientific data, and then there are supplements that have a lot of Western lore and wisdom, Eastern maybe, but basically it's herbal knowledge, herbal traditions that have fewer documented case studies and scientific essays written about them available on the internet. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to honor the traditions of both, and I'm going to say that I favor conservative application, and my partner favors even more conservative application of herbal medicine. So this is a very minute approach. You don't need to do all of it, but I do recommend doing some of it. Number one, there is a product on the market called Dr. Murray's Lung, Sinus, and Bronchial Health. There we go. Right there. Lung, Sinus, and Bronchial Health. This has NAC, mullein, wild cherry, horehound, ivy, marshmallow, and bromelain. All that means is that it has bush. NAC is a huge detoxifier for the lungs, specifically mullein, horehound, wild cherry. Those soothe and support the bronchial tissue. So that is the foundation of what I consider to be lung immunity, lung-based immunity. Next is, hello, Linus Pauling. Hello, vitamin C. My mom used to megadose me on this shit, but basically my point is that it is good for you. Don't overdo it. You can overdo this easily, so there are two things. One, go with a calcium ascorbate. Calcium ascorbate, also known as ester C. Ester C is patented, but basically calcium ascorbate is the form. Whoever you buy it as a manufacturer, just know that it's bonded to calcium, therefore it's easily absorbed, and therefore it's more beneficial. The next is chelated zinc by Bluebonnet. Vegan, kosher, chelated. Chelated zinc, it means that you need to understand that there are bonds that bond the minerals for absorption. Those bonds need to connect with the things in our bodies that receive the right connections. So those are called coenzymated bonds. Sorry if that's confusing, but that's as good as I can do. Little pluggy holes on the cells, and the transfers happen easily because the pronged approach of the coenzymated bonds are available for maximal absorption. Next is vitamin D. Vitamin D, and look, I've got pure encapsulations. Sorry about that. Pure encapsulations right there. That is pretty awesome. Great company, but I'll just say that any vitamin D, 5,000 IU, get your levels high. There's a lot of good research to show that healthy vitamin D is healthy immunity. Heh. All right, so those are the basics. I have extras now. I'm going to come back to these. These are my extra immune boosters. This is your slippery elm lozenge for people like me who talk a lot or have dryness. It's good to soothe the esophageal area. And this is as hippie as I get, vape ball. This is the colloidal silver. I definitely recommend taking it regularly in small doses. Don't overdo it. You can overdo this. You can, whatever, but don't do it. Just take a little. It helps cellular defense mechanisms and aids the resiliency of the cell to resist infection. Lastly, I have reishi mushroom by Myco Community Host Defense. Paul Stamets, the guy who put that stuff together for the world, and a lot of people have taken his science and done wonderful things with it. But he is pretty much the premier head honcho of the mushroom consciousness movement, which means they support RNA development on the cellular level, so they protect the telomerase, and so you have healthy cell division. So what we want is healthy cell vitality, and right now with this protocol we're focusing on the exterior cell, and now we're diving into the interior cell support systems. So don't overdo it. I'm going to talk about this all. So we just hit 5 minutes. I'm going to wrap it up in the next 2 minutes talking about the protocol. So for the vitamins, what we can say is that we have 3 times a day, 1, 2, 3, AM, PM, night. For the regular protocol, 2 lung, 1 C, 1 D. Oh, I'm sorry, that was terrible. Let me do that again. 1 D, and zinc. For the regular protocol, you're pretty much done for the day. Okay, that's 2 lung, sinus, bronchial health, 1 vitamin C, zinc is 1,000 milligrams, 1 chelated zinc, 13 milligrams, and then 5,000 IU vitamin D. Lunch is just 2 lung, sinus, bronchial with no nighttime dose. Okay? So that's your healthy daily dose. That's your preventative. We're going to hit this, but not too hard. We don't want to take too many things and tax the system. So AM on the heavy protocol, this is if you feel something, okay? So again, this is not, I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying if you're feeling something and you know you have something, you can take the acute dosing for a week or 2. Acute dosing is 2 lung, 1 C, 1 D, zinc, but followed with the PM, 2 lung, 1 C, and then at night 2 lung. Okay? So I'm going to type this up and put it in the comments. I hope this has been interesting. Please feel free to email me with any questions. Thank you.